Okay, so let us now discuss the last stage of partnership accounting, which is liquidation. Again, liquidation is the winding up of affairs of the partnership business. Hence, the partners will convert its non-cash assets or sell its non-cash assets in order to use the proceeds to pay its liabilities to outside creditors as well as to inside creditors. Then distribute the remaining cash to its partners as a return of partnership capital. Now, under liquidation, okay, we can subdivide the concept into two. We have the lump sum liquidation and the installment liquidation. So, what's the difference between lump sum and installment liquidation? Under lump sum liquidation, okay, there will be no cash withheld. Okay, so there is no CWH. Why? Because under this concept, the partners will distribute the remaining assets or the cash of the partnership on a one-time basis. Okay, without regard to the future liquidation expense and the future unrecorded liabilities. But for installment liquidation, which is more realistic because it is hard to convert, no, or realize the said non-cash assets in time of liquidation. So under installment, we have CWH. Okay, so this is with cash withheld. And the purpose of withholding cash is to anticipate future liquidation expense and also the future unrecorded liabilities. Okay? So now, whether it's lump sum or installment liquidation, okay, the most important thing to compute here is the so-called cash available for distribution, or the CAFD. So this will be your format. You have to start from beginning cash balance, which is provided in the balance sheet of the partnership, plus the amount of proceeds from the sale of non-cash asset or the realization of non-cash asset. Okay, considering any gain or loss on realization. Then these proceeds as well as the beginning cash will be used to pay the liquidation expense. Okay, liquidation expenses such as attorney's fees, accounting fees, and other SEC liquidation fees. Okay, in order to process the said liquidation. Now, according to the law, okay, after paying the liquidation expense, you have to pay the said liabilities. Okay, recorded or unrecorded liabilities. So you have to deduct liabilities. Now, whether or not, okay, the problem provides for payment of liabilities, okay, even if it is silent, you have to deduct, okay, any liability provided in the problem. Okay, full amount, yes, unless, okay, unless the problem provides for a piecemeal payment of liability. Okay, so what is the reason behind? What's the basis? The basis is the new civil code. Okay, the new civil code provides that the priority, okay, distribution or payment under liquidation stage will be first, okay, you have to pay the liquidation expenses incurred during the process of liquidation. Second, you have to pay the outside creditors of the said partnership, okay. And third, if there will be a loan extended by the partner or partners to the partnership, okay, then these partners will be considered as an inside creditor, okay, or inside creditors. So they have to be third in priority. And then the last priority or last in rank will be the return of partners' capital. Okay? And that's the reason why, even if the problem is silent, liabilities should be deducted in full, except if there is a piecemeal payment of liability under installment liquidation. And last, you have to deduct the CWH, as mentioned a while ago, cash withheld. Okay? And this is for future liquidation expense or future unrecorded liability, to get the most important, okay, amount in liquidation, which is the cash available for distribution. Okay? Now, under lump sum liquidation, we have here the steps or procedures. Lump sum or installment liquidation. But for installment liquidation, later we'll discuss the two modes or methods. For lump sum, since it's a one-time payment, the first step is the realization. Okay? Realization of assets. Okay? And considering any gain or loss on the said sale of asset. Okay? Whether there is a realized gain or realized loss, and it will be considered in the said distribution. After realization of asset, payment. Okay? Next will be payment of liquidation expense and liabilities. Okay. Now, in case, okay, that there is a deficit or deficiency, okay, in distribution, if there is a deficiency, the first thing to apply will be the ROO, which is the right of offset. Okay? So you have here offsetting of loans to the said deficiency. Then, in case that there is no loan, or if right of offset has been applied but there is still deficiency, you have to consider whether the partner is solvent or insolvent. If the partner is solvent, okay, solvent, then let the partner invest. Okay? Let the partner invest. But if the partner is insolvent, okay, let the other partners absorb the said deficiency. Okay, so take note of this A, B, and C. Right of offset. If the partner is solvent, let him invest. If the partner is insolvent, okay, let the other partners absorb the said deficiency. And then the last step will be a payment, okay, or distribution, okay, to the said partners. Okay, so we have here the process or steps under lump sum liquidation as well as installment liquidation. However, for installment liquidation, okay, let me introduce to you the two methods. Okay, so what are the two methods? We have here the so-called CPP, which is the cash priority, okay, program, in which this method determines, okay, among the partners, okay, who among the partners, I should say, will be the first in rank, second in rank, and so on. Okay? But in order for you to determine, you have to compute first the LAP, or the loss absorption potential. Loss absorption potential. The next method will be the SSP, the schedule of safe payment. Okay? in schedule of safe payment, you have to consider the total interest or equity of each partner. Okay? And consider any gain or loss on realization, as well as the contingency fund, which is the cash withheld. Okay? And after computing for the remaining balance, any non-cash asset, okay, unrealized or not sold or not yet converted into cash, okay, unrealized, so there is no realization of the said non-cash asset, will be presumed, presumed to be a loss. Okay, that is why this is considered as schedule of safe payment. We assume that the non-cash asset will not be converted into cash during this installment liquidation. Okay, so in order for you to determine that it is safe and the amount of distribution is the safe amount or value to be distributed among the partners. So now, let's focus on the CPP, okay, the Cash Priority Program. Under the Cash Priority Program, okay, you have to compute first for the LAP or the loss absorption potential. Okay? The loss absorption potential will be computed by dividing, okay, the total interest of the partner, okay, by the percentage P&L of the said partner. And this will be the LAP. So what's the purpose of determining the LAP? Okay? Take note that the partner who has the highest LAP or the loss absorption potential will be the first in priority, first in rank. And the partner with second LAP or the amount of LAP will be second in rank. Okay, and so on. Now, in computing for the amount, okay, of cash to be distributed under the CPP or Cash Priority Program, you have to deduct the LAP of the partner, which is first in rank, by the LAP or loss absorption potential of the partner in who is second in rank. Then multiply this by the percentage P&L of the partner who is first in rank. And the amount computed will be the so-called first priority payment. Okay? So this will now be the first priority payment. Okay, so we will use P1 as our code, priority 1. For priority 2, okay, since the LAP of second in rank will now be equivalent to the LAP of the first in rank, okay, then the LAP of the third in rank will now be deducted from the LAP of the second in rank to get the second priority payment. Definitely multiply this first by the percentage P&L of the first priority payment or first in priority distribution and second in priority distribution among the partners. Okay? So this is for installment liquidation under the Cash Priority Program. Now, to end our discussion, let me introduce to you the third method, which I usually call as the adjustment method. So you have Cash Priority Program, you have the schedule of safe payment, and the third method is the adjustment method. And under the adjustment method, this is applicable whether it is lump sum or installment. all you have to do is just to compute first for the total interest by simply adding or deducting the amount of loan, okay, from the capital of each partner. Say for example, partner A, partner B, partner C, okay? You have here capital plus minus loan, capital plus minus loan, capital plus minus loan. Now, after considering the loan amount, okay, then this will now be your total interest. Okay? So, after computing for the total interest, okay, you have to compare this total interest by the amount of the most important, again, thing to compute in the said liquidation is CAFD, okay? The cash available for distribution. So you have to compute here the CAFD and then compare it with the total interest to compute for the amount of adjustment. Okay? So after computing this adjustment, okay, or the balancing figure, okay, all you have to do is just to distribute, okay, the said amount using their respective profit or loss ratio. Profit or loss ratio. Okay? So multiply the P&L by the amount of adjustment. Then after computing for the share in the adjustment, then the last step will be to determine how much will be distributed between or among the partners. Now, in case that there is a capital deficiency, let me remind you, okay, that the right of offset will be applied first. That in case we have a capital deficiency and there is no right of offset or there is no loan available to offset the said deficiency, you have to determine if the partner is solvent or insolvent. That in case the partner is solvent, you have to let the said partner invest. Otherwise, if the partner is insolvent, let the other partners absorb the said deficiency. Okay? So, to have a recap, under liquidation, we have lump sum or installment liquidation. Under lump sum, there is no cash withheld. Under installment, there will be cash withheld for purposes of future liquidation expense and future unrecorded liability. And under installment method, we have three modes or methods: cash priority program, schedule of safe payment, and this adjustment method, which is applicable both in lump sum and installment liquidation. Okay? So this ends our discussion for partnership. And remember, under partnership, there are 4 stages. And our acronym is FOLD. Fold. F stands for formation, O stands for operation, L stands for liquidation, and D stands for dissolution.